anyone who is buried by the city is buried on Hart Island. So that includes anyone for whom next of kin cannot be identified, anyone whose next of kin for whatever reason opts to have a public burial, or anyone who's unidentified. But there are actually very few unidentified people these days. In recent years, there's been fewer than 10 in a year. The plot markers represent 150 people who've been buried in that particular trench, and then our records include people's exact location within the trench. The coffins are 3 deep, which is the sort of maximum in the city for other cemeteries as well, and 2 across in rows until you reach 150. They're not mass graves in the way people might be imagining mass graves. Everyone who is buried in an individual coffin. Our staff actually only handle coffins. Medical examiner brings remains already in caskets. And people are buried and they are covered immediately that day. Nobody is sort of remains exposed.
In order for me to come to visit her grave site, which is not her grave site, she shares it with 999 other babies in a large trench without a marker. There are no grave markers. But in order for me to come here, I have to plan 6 months in advance with the Department of Correction, ask to see if I can see her on one of their regularly scheduled dates, which is once a month.
This is the only place where a cemetery is under the control of a correctional. It doesn't happen in any place in the nation. So, and I believe that the mayor recognized that something should be done in this island.
It's only like